Good day, everyone. Thank you so much for waiting patiently, and we can go ahead with today's session. Welcome to a brand new season of the ServiceDesk Plus Masterclass series for the year 2023. In the first season, we are going to see how you can handle various ITIL practices in your organization, like incident management, service request management, and so on, given that we have embraced the hybrid work model after the pandemic, right? So, starting with the first episode, we are going to see how you can ensure maximum service uptime in your business by using the various incident management capabilities available in Service Desk Plus. With this, let me introduce myself. I'm Nisha Ravi, and I'll be the trainer for today's session. Now, before we start the presentation, we have a few housekeeping items for today's webinar. All the attendee lines are muted by default. You can use the questions panel on the left-hand side to send your questions to us. At the end of today's webinar, our product experts will answer all your queries. You can also watch out for a recording of today's masterclass, which will be sent to your registered email IDs in the next few days. For any other question, you can drop in a mail to my email ID, which is given on your screen, and you can also write to hello@servicedeskplus.com. Right now, it's time for a quick poll. Now, we would like to know whether you have a strategy or a process in place to handle different kinds of major incidents that occur in your organization. So, is it a straight yes, or do you have a blueprint or a design in place, or you have not implemented any process but you are planning to do so in the near future, or you don't have a process at all? So, let us know which option applies to you, and we will launch the poll for you right now. All right. It's great to see that a majority of you have some strategy in place to handle different kinds of major incidents that your organization is facing. In case you don't have a strategy or you're planning to set one up in the near future, well, this webinar can help you achieve right that. Today we will learn a lot of tips and tricks and a lot of capabilities that you can use in Service Desk Plus to manage and resolve the different kinds of major incidents that occur in your organization. With that, let us have a look at the agenda of today's session. So today we are going to be looking at how you can make it easy for your end users to report different kinds of incidents. We will also know how you can gather the right details at the right time. We will also find out how you can minimize the effort of your technicians by automating different kinds of tasks. We will also explore how you can map the organizational process using visual workflows. We will also find out how you can empower your end users so that they can troubleshoot and resolve common incidents from their end. Finally, we will also be looking at how you can improve the performance of your service desk by analyzing your key metrics using reports and dashboards. Now that we have seen the agenda of today's session, let me introduce you to Zilker, which is a fictional company that we use in our presentations. So, we generally use Zilker to help all of us understand the kind of ITSM scenarios that organizations generally face. So, today, Zilker is a health insurance company and it operates from different continents across the globe, and it has 1,000+ strong workforce. Now, imagine that the month end is fast approaching, and Zilker being a highly target oriented organization, end users in Zilker are forced to disperse, or rather, they have monthly targets and very tight deadlines to process and disperse different kinds of important insurance claims. Now, it is during this crucial moment that they are faced with a major outage. Now everything becomes chaotic in Zilker, and Zilker's end users try to report different kinds of incidents like the website outage they face, the applications and tools that they are unable to access to their IT help desk. But their IT help desk is relying on a legacy ticketing system which does not have any kind of automation, any kind of customization, and so on. As end users in Zilker are trying to use different kinds of mediums to communicate with their service desk, the IT team does not have a consolidated view of the entire situation. And amidst all that, they tend to miss on very critical information, and this leads to a lot of to and fro between the end users and the IT team. And the IT team is also severely understaffed, but they spend a disproportionately large time dealing with very trivial and common incidents. And amidst all that, they spend a lot of time performing very manual and repetitive tasks, and they fail to notice that this major outage is affecting their business operations. So, this starts affecting the reputation and timely delivery of services in Zilker. Now that we have seen the challenges that Zilker is facing, let us explore how Zilker could have used the incident management capabilities that are available in ServiceDesk Plus to resolve the kind of major incidents that they are facing. So, first up, we will see how end users in Zilker can report the incidents to their IT service desk. So just now we saw that even if Zilka's end users are using different kinds of communication channels, they are not having an omni-channel approach. Now let us see how Zilker was able to equip their IT team and the end users by enabling an omni-channel approach and get a unified view of the entire situation. So right now, we will see how you can report incident as an end user, and we will also see how it appears from a technician's perspective. So right now I'm in the self-service portal and I am logged in as the end user. So in my self-service portal, I can see that an announcement is displayed right on top of my application, which is about the website outage that I am facing. I can report an issue from here. I can raise a service request from here, and I can also browse through the knowledge base right from here. I also get to know other kinds of details like the requests and the tasks that are assigned to me, the announcements that are made in my organization, and the different kinds of assets that are assigned to me. Now, as I'm facing a website outage issue, I can also see that Zilker offers different kinds of templates to offer to report other kinds of incidents. So I can raise VPN issues, I can report printer issues, and so on. So let me go ahead and report the website outage that I am facing. Now this is the form that I can use to report this issue. So let me fill in the necessary details. So let me say that I am facing this incident right now. Now, as and when I gave this detail, two additional fields were displayed on the screen, right? So this is what makes this form very dynamic. So we will see how you can construct such dynamic forms a little later. So for now, let me just fill in the necessary details, and let me say that I'm going with the hybrid work model, and I'm going to submit this ticket to my IT desk. Now I can also get the entire view of the ticket right from my self-service portal. So I get to know the impact, the status, the priority of the ticket, and the technician who is going to handle my ticket. And most importantly, I also get to know the time duration within which my incident will be resolved. Now let us see how all of this appears from a technician's perspective. So this is the technician portal, and under the request list view, let us have a look at the ticket that we just created as an end user. So this is my ticket workspace, and as a technician, I get to perform a lot of different functions to resolve this ticket. So under the conversations tab, I can directly converse with the end user without toggling different windows. And under the details tab, I get to know different kinds of details and I get the complete picture about the incident. Under the tasks tab, I get to know the different kinds of tasks that we can perform to resolve this incident. And under the resolutions tab, I can provide the resolution for this particular incident. And under the reminders tab, I can also capture the reminder for every particular ticket. And in case I want to submit this ticket for an approval, I can do it right from here. And I can also capture the efforts of my technicians under the work log tab. So you can add different work log details and include the required details according to your requirements. And under the History tab, you also get to know the different kinds of operations that have been performed to manage and resolve this incident. And the box that is visible here is called Transition. So we will see how you can configure these transitions in the later part of today's webinar. Now, coming back to the self-service portal, as an end user, I can also use the ZIA chatbot feature to report this incident. So for that, I can access the ZIA chatbot from the right-hand corner. And let me say that I want to report this incident. So for that, let me create a ticket right away. So let me enter the required subject. As I'm facing a website outage, let me say that my website is down. You can see that Zia has immediately created a ticket. So let's go to the technician view and find out whether this ticket has actually been created. So let me just quickly refresh the tab. And here you can see that the incident has been created and reported to my service desk. And we all know that popular third party applications have become very popular during the hybrid work model, right? So, one such application is Microsoft Teams, using which we collaborate very effectively. So, let us jump right into Microsoft Teams and find out how you can report your incident to your service desk. Now, with this integration, you can bring the entire UI of ServiceDesk Plus right within Microsoft Teams. So you can report an incident right from here, and you can also use the chatbot that is available in Microsoft Teams to create your ticket. Now, let me say that let me use the chat command to create a ticket right now. So here, when I say create a request, let me just type in the required subject. And the chatbot starts processing this command, and you can see that a ticket will be created immediately. Now, I can also go to the request tab and see that this ticket has been created in my service desk. And yes, let us give a time to load for it. And yes, we can see that this ticket has been created instantly. Now that we have seen different kinds of methods, we also Service Desk Plus also supports email and the telephone feature with which end users can report incidents to their service desk. Now let us see how we can set all of this up from the technician's portal. So right now I'm in the technician view, and under setup, you can go to mail server settings and ensure that all the emails that are addressed to your service desk get converted into tickets. So you can give the required incoming mail settings here. You can give the outgoing mail setting details right here, and you can ensure that the emails that are sent to your support team get converted into tickets. And you can also enable the live chat feature by going to apps and add-ons, and you can do the same from chat settings. And in case you want to integrate your ITSM solution, that is Service Desk Plus, with Microsoft Teams, you can do that by going to Setup, and under third-party integrations, you can simply enable Microsoft Teams right from here. And as an end user, we saw that we were able to create tickets right from Zia, which is our very own AI assistant, right? So you can configure all of that by going to Zia chatbot under setup. And you can enable Zia by using this toggle switch, and you can access Zia via the web chat, the mobile chat, and voice chat. And and in case you would like to just call up your service desk and report this incident, your technician can always raise a ticket on your behalf. So coming back, we saw the different kinds of ways with which, as an end user, you can easily report incidents to your service desk anywhere and everywhere. So you can use the self-service portal, you can use the live chat feature, you can also create a ticket using Zia, which is our very own AI assistant, and you can also create tickets from your collaboration applications like Microsoft Teams, and you can also send emails and call up your service desk to report different kinds of incidents. Next up, we will see how you can enable your IT team to gather the right kind of details. at the beginning of today's session, we saw that Zilker missed out on a lot of critical details because they did not have custom dynamic templates, they did not use field and form rules, and so on. Now, let us see how Zilker's IT team was able to gather the right kinds of details from their end users by using the functionalities available in ServiceDesk Plus. So for now, let us go to the technician view and see how all of this looks like. So right now I'm in the technician view, and under setup, you can go to incident templates under templates and forms. So here we see that Zilker offers different kinds of templates to report different kinds of incidents. So let us open the template using which the end user reported this website outage issue. So here you can see that there is the technician view, the requester view, the task and form rules. Under the technician view, the technician will be able to view the different kinds of fields when the technician is handling a ticket. And under the requester view, you can include the necessary fields to gather the required information from your end users. Under the task tab, you can embed tasks right at the template level. And using form rules, you can make your forms really dynamic. So let us go over each of these fields, each of these features one by one. So here you can see that the template is a simple drag and drop canvas, and you can structure and segment your entire template into different sections. And you can also collect necessary details like the impact, urgency, and so on. So if you'd like to create a new section, you can simply drag and drop it right here. And you can use the list of available fields, and you can also create a new custom field according to your requirement and collect the right kinds of details. So let me say that I want to collect the employee ID of my end user. So I can simply drag and drop the field on the template. And in case you want to collect any other kind of information like the phone number, or you want to create a decision box and so on, you can access those fields right here. So let me say that I want to collect the phone number. So as this is a critical and a personal information about the end user, I can encrypt this field right away, and you can ensure that you stay compliant with data protection laws. And going further, we see that we can capture and categorize the incident right at the template level, and you can also loop in the right technician groups and expert technicians right at the template. And you can also capture detailed description about the incident, and you can also loop in you can control the visibility of this template to specific technician groups as well as user groups. And in case you would like to ensure that your end users have access to this particular template, you can enable this checkbox, and you can publish and make this template available in their self-service portal. Now, having a look at the requester view, you can include the necessary fields to collect the right and the concise details that you need. By doing that, you can ensure that you do not overwhelm your end users with field heavy forms, and collecting information becomes very easy for you as well. So under the task tab, you can add different kinds of tasks right at the template level. You can add a task from here, and you can also use task templates to include tasks. So for every task, you can capture different details like the title, the technician who's going to work on the task, the priority of the task, and so on. You can also view the task dependency right from here, and by simply dragging and dropping, you can create a task dependency within the template itself. And you can also choose to trigger the task whenever an incident is created or when it's approved, and so on. So initially, as an end user, we saw that different kinds of fields were displayed when I gave the duration details of the incident, right? So this is what I mean by collecting very contextual information and making your form very flexible and dynamic. You can do that by using form rules, which are condition-based actions that act at the form level. So for every form rule, you can give the required details and specify the stakeholders for which this rule must apply. You can also give the details about the templates, and you can choose to execute the form rule when a request is created, edited, and so on. You can also capture different kinds of events on a form. For example, you can execute this rule when a form is loaded, or when the field value of any field is changed, or when the end user submits the form. And when these conditions are matched, you can execute different kinds of actions. For example, if this field is not empty, I choose to show these kinds of fields. So apart from showing fields, you can also hide fields, you can clear the options, you can show the task, and you can also execute custom scripts. Custom scripts are low code solutions from Manage Engine and Zoho, and using which you can achieve last mile customizations and implement any kind of use case that your organization might require. And now that we have seen how you can make your forms dynamic, let us also have a look at the customizations to ensure that you collect the right kinds of details. For that, under Setup, you can go to Customizations and you can go to Help Desk. And here we saw that you can collect different kinds of details, right? You can collect the impact, the urgency, and so on. But you can also ensure granular and fine-grained access to your fields right at the template level. For that, you can go to Field Properties right from here, and you can mandate these fields. You can enable your requesters to set the value, and they can also view the value. Now, an important use of this would be that you can prevent your end users from giving the priority. And this is usually an ideal practice, because for an end user, for end users, their own incidents would be of very high priority, right? And this would in turn lead to a flood of low priority tickets to your IT service desk. So let us see how you can automate the priority by using the priority matrix. So you can access that by going to Setup, and under Customization, you can go to Help Desk. So the priority matrix is an automation with which you can assign the priority automatically. You can capture the impact and you can capture the urgency. Let's say that the impact is affects business and the urgency is emergency, then the high priority would be automatically assigned to your incident. You can capture all these values by customizing the impact tab. You can capture the speed with which you want to resolve your incident using urgency. And when you are customizing your priority, you can also give different kinds of color codes. You can categorize your incidents right from here. You can create the required ticket status and so on. So coming back, we saw how Zilker was able to collect the right kinds of details by designing custom dynamic templates, by ensuring last mile customization, and also making their forms dynamic using field and form rules. Next up, we are going to see the different kinds of automations that are available in ServiceDesk Plus. Earlier, we saw that Zilker's IT team was severely understaffed, right? And they spent a lot of time performing manual and routine functions. Now, let's see how Zilker was able to use different kinds of automations like SLAs, request timers, and so on to automate their different tasks. So, let us go into the Technicians portal, and under Setup, you can access automations right from here. So business rules are condition-based actions. So you can perform different actions when certain conditions are satisfied. You can execute these rules when a request is created, edited, or deleted. You can also factor in the operational hours, and as you see here, when certain conditions are matched, you can perform different kinds of actions. So you can update the required fields, you can execute a custom function, and also send timely notifications to your end users. So for Zilker's use case, Zilker wants to ensure that if anyone is reporting this website outage issue, they want to loop in their expert technicians to handle this incident swiftly. And using custom functions, you can immediately create a problem ticket and you start analyzing the root cause of this major incident. And using notifications, you can keep all your stakeholders notified about different kinds of updates whenever a major incident is occurring. Now, apart from executing different kinds of actions, You can also abort the creation of unnecessary tickets. You can do that by under business rules. You can enable this check. You can enable this option, which can abort the process execution, and you can also give a custom message right here. So now let's see as an end user how you can how as an end user tries to create a ticket, how you can abort the creation of the same. So right now I'm in the self-service portal, and we know that users in Zilker are faced with different kinds of incidents, right? So let me say that I'm unable to access a particular service and I'm raising a ticket to report the same. Now here you can see that the abortion of the ticket creation has already been aborted, and a display message is shown right at the top. And I can also use this helpline to get in touch with the IT team for any other details. So this is how Zilker was able to prevent a flood of L1 tickets or trivial tickets to their service desk and ensure that they focus on very high value or mission critical tasks. Now, when we were trying to report this incident as an end user, we also got to know the time duration within which this incident would be resolved, right? So you can configure all of that by using service level agreements. So you can specify the conditions for the service level agreements to start acting, and you can capture the response time and resolution time. You can also factor in the operational hours, and you can include holidays and weekends when you want to calculate the SLA. Now, for every response time, you can set up to one level of escalation, and for a resolution time, you can set up to four levels of escalation. And you can set very detailed escalation workflows. So you can escalate your incident either proactively or reactively. And you can escalate this incident to different stakeholders by choosing individual organizational roles, or you can also loop in specific technicians. And apart from that, you can also perform different kinds of actions like sending out timely notifications and even performing field updates. So here you can notify your end users and key stakeholders about the major incident that Zilker is facing. And here you can access different ticket parameters and give the required value. So here Zilker wants to loop in the right technician to handle this ticket and resolve it within the time frame. Now, for a resolution time, as I said, you can set up to four levels of escalations, and you can set similar escalation workflows like we saw just now. And apart from setting SLAs, you can Zilker also wanted to remind their technicians constantly, and they did that by using request timer actions. So you can access request timer actions by under the trigger automation, which is available in ServiceDesk Plus. Triggers are similar to business rules in that they are condition-based actions, and you can execute a trigger when you can execute actions whenever certain conditions are satisfied. You can execute the trigger when a request is created, edited, or deleted. You can also account for the operational hours, and you can perform different kinds of actions using triggers. So you can create a task, you can send out notifications, and so on. Now, we said that we saw that Zilker wants to send out timely notifications to its technician, and for that they used request timers. You can access request timers under custom actions, and you can set them up by going to the timers tab. And here, as Zilker wants to send out timely reminders to its technicians, you can set the wait timer based on certain conditions or based on a date field and so on. You can, when the waiting time is running in the background, you can execute different levels of action. And for every level, you can specify the duration after which this level should start execution. And you can also give the periodicity according to your requirement. And for every level, you can perform 5 types of actions. So you can send out notifications, you can run a custom function, add a task, or even perform a field update. So here Zilker wants to remind its technician that as Zilker is facing a major outage, they have to start working on this major incident immediately. And you can abort the timer when certain conditions are matched, and also perform 5 types of actions after the timer has been aborted. Now, Zilker kept all their stakeholders notified about different kinds of incidents when the IT team was resolving this issue. For that, they used notification rules, and they sent notifications either as emails, as SMS, or as push notifications. So they notified their requesters, their end users, whenever a ticket is created, edited, or when a technician was assigned, and so on. They were also able to create customized templates by specifying the required subject here, and also using the dollar variable to simply pull in the required details from their ticket. And by giving the necessary details, they kept all their end users in the loop, and all of them knew the exact status of the entire incident. And when technicians were handling this ticket, they used closure rules to ensure that these tickets were closed in a consistent manner. And before they closed the ticket, they were able to gather necessary details by mandating certain fields. For example, you can mandate the resolution so that your technician gives the exact resolution before they close the ticket. And you can also gather information like the user acknowledgement from your end users. You can automate the closure of tickets, and whenever tasks associated with a particular ticket are closed, you can ensure that the request status is moved either to closed or resolved. And we also saw that Zilka's IT team is severely understaffed, right? So they use the technician auto assign feature to ensure that the workload is distributed systematically. So you can apply this automation for incidents as well as services. And in case you want to allocate tickets equally to all your technicians, you can choose the round robin model. And in case you want to factor in the workload of your technician, you can always go with the load balancing method. And interestingly, you can also harness the AI capabilities of Zia, which is our very own AI assistant. Now, Zia will give predictions of expert technicians who are who can handle your incidents very swiftly, and it is also based on the data that it has learned so far. You can also create exceptions for the different kinds of technicians, and you can also exclude requests based on certain conditions. For example, you might want to exclude very high priority requests or requests which have a tier 4 level from this automation, and you can achieve just that. So coming back, we saw how Zilker was able to automate different tasks using business rules, SLAs, technician auto assign, and so on. So, next up, we are going to see how Zilker was able to map their organizational process using visual life cycles and other automations. So initially, we saw that Zilker could not standardize its entire incident management strategy, right? And they ended up focusing on a lot of very common, very trivial incidents that their end users were reporting. So let's see how Zilker was able to ensure that they followed a standard operating procedure using the capabilities in ServiceDesk Plus. So right now, let us go to the technician view, and under the request list view, let us open the ticket that we created as an end user. So here you see that these boxes called transitions are visible to the technician, right? Now you can use these transitions to guide your technicians so that they resolve this incident very systematically. Now let us see how you can configure these transitions, and how you can set all of this up right now. So under setup, you can go to automations and go to life cycles. So Zilker has created this life cycle to handle different major incidents that occur in its organization. So this is a visual map which can help you guide technicians and standardize the entire process. This is a simple drag and drop canvas, and these white boxes are ticket statuses, and you can connect different ticket statuses using transitions. Now, every transition has 3 phases, namely the before phase, the during phase, and after phase. Now, in the before phase, you can mention who can have access to this transition and when this transition must appear. So here, if the priority is high, then this transition will be visible to the technician who is handling the transition. So you can loop in different organizational roles. You can also choose to go with specific technician roles, and you can also loop in different technician groups here. So during the transition, you can mandate different fields and also perform the necessary field updates. Now, let's say that as a technician, I would like to know the CIs that are involved here. So that is what that this field has been mandated right here. And in case you want to perform a field update, let's say that you want to update the field value such as a level or the priority of the incident. So you can choose that right from here. And under the after stage, you can perform different kinds of actions. So you can either send a notification, run a custom function, trigger a webhook, and so on. So using a webhook, I can instantaneously create an incident in my Jira environment. I can also add a task and systematize the entire process. For example, when the technician is performing a root cause analysis, I can add a task to ensure that the technician starts checking my network, and I can also use a custom function to create a problem ticket simultaneously. So now that we have seen how Zilker was able to streamline the entire process, let us see this in action. So for that, let us go to the request list view and let us open the ticket that we just created as an end user. So when I click on the analyze transition, Zilker's technicians can fill in the necessary details. And you see that the next transition is visible. So after classifying and communicating this major incident to all the stakeholders, I can start triaging this issue and loop in the right technician groups and expert technicians who can help me resolve this incident swiftly. And immediately you see that the next transition to perform the root cause analysis appears. So so using these transitions using request lifecycle, Zilker was able to streamline and standardize the entire incident management process. Now, apart from using request life cycles, we also saw that Zilker's IT team faced a shortage of IT talent, right? This might be because many technicians might have gone on leave, they would not be available, and so on. So let us see how you can manage this issue. So under the Home tab, you can access the scheduler, and here in the scheduler, you can see which technician is on leave. Now I see that for the 23rd and 24th, my technician is not available, and I can set up delegations right from here. So to set up a delegation, you can choose to delegate the request to specific technicians, or you can also go as per global configuration. And as an end user, if you want to delegate your approvals, you can also delegate approvals to specific organizational roles, or you can also choose to go with individual users. And again, a global configuration also applies to approval delegations. Now, to enable delegations, you can go to setup, and under automations, you can go to delegations. After enabling delegations, you can delegate the request of assigned to different technicians by either maintaining status quo, or you can move it to an unassigned state. You can delegate approvals of approvers who are not available by choosing individual organizational roles, and so on. And with ServiceDesk Plus, both technicians and requesters can set up delegations in case they are unavailable. Now let us go to the self-service portal and find out how end users can set up their delegations. Now under quick actions, you can access delegations right here, and you can create a new delegation right from here. You can specify the period of your absence, and you can choose to delegate your upcoming approvals to individual organizational roles, and you can also loop in specific end users according to your requirement. Now, we also saw that Zilker wanted to notify its end users as well as technicians about the entire major incident process, right? So, Zilker used the announcement banners feature, and this is how they were able to notify all the stakeholders in their entire organization. So let us see how you can set this up. So under the technician's view, you can go to the home tab, and under announcements, you can create a new announcement from here. Now, as Zilker is facing a major website outage issue, you can see that you can easily create an announcement by giving necessary details like the title, the description. You can schedule the announcement, you can capture the services that are involved, and you can also email individual users. You can control the visibility of this announcement to either technicians, or you can make it visible to all the users in your organization, or you can also loop in specific user groups like the managers, your hiring team, and so on. You can create visual banners by enabling the display banner checkbox. And you can customize the look and feel of this banner by going with the background colors of your choice. You can choose the color for your text from here, and you can also control the alignment of the text. And by using the preview option, you would get to know how this banner would look like, and you can immediately publish it right from ServiceDesk Plus. Now we have seen how Zilker was able to use the request life cycles, the delegations, the announcement option, and so on to manage and standardize its entire process. So coming back, we saw how Zilker was able to use all of these automations. And further, Zilker wanted to ensure that it wanted to minimize the occurrence of different kinds of incidents. So let us go to the technician view and see how Zilker was able to use the preventive maintenance tasks and minimize the occurrence of incidents. So here you can create a new maintenance from here, and you can also capture the required details by going with a default template or the template of your choice. You can set the periodicity for the maintenance right from here. You can also view the different details of the maintenance under the Details tab. You can also have a look at the requests that are associated with this maintenance. And under the History tab, you can quickly go through the list of entire operations that have been performed to carry out this maintenance. And from the calendar view that is visible on the right hand side, I get to know when the next maintenance has been scheduled. So coming back, we saw how Zilker leveraged different kinds of automations like the request lifecycle, the delegation, and so on to ensure that they follow a standard operating procedure. Next up, we are going to see how Zilker empowered its end users. So initially, we saw that Zilker's IT team is severely understaffed. And again, you would not want to burden your IT team with a lot of trivial tickets, right? So let us see how Zilker was able to ensure that their end users could troubleshoot very common issues from their end by using a very powerful and comprehensive repository of knowledge articles. So right now I'm in the self-service portal, and I can access the knowledge base from here. And as I'm facing a website outage issue, you can see that there are different kinds of topics, and I can access the solutions right from here. And in case in case I would like to report an incident to my service desk, as I'm unable to access different services, or as I'm facing a website outage issue. So let me just start giving the necessary details right here. And you can see that as and when I start giving the required details, the relevant solutions are suggested on right at the form level. So I can quickly take a glance at the solutions that are available in this application and try troubleshoot this issue right from my end. I can also use Zia chatbot, which is again our very own AI assistant, to try to resolve this issue from my end. So let's say that I'm searching for a solution, and let me again give a description of the incident that I'm facing. And here you can see that Zia immediately fetches relevant solution articles from the knowledge base. And apart from that, I can also directly converse with Zia. So now that we are all embracing this hybrid work model, and let me say that my MS Teams is not working and I have a critical meeting to attend right now. So let me report this issue. And here you can see that Zia gives me access to the help document using which I can resolve this issue from my end. So this is how you can make the life easy for your end users to help them resolve different kinds of incidents. Now let us see how you can set all of this from a technician's perspective. Now, right now I'm in the technician view and you can access the solution module from here. You can see that the different kinds of solution articles have been categorized based on different topics. You can create a new solution from here and also approve or reject the solutions. And for creating different solution articles, you can choose solution templates from here. You can give the title, the description, and you can also categorize the solution by choosing the required topic name. And you can also set review dates and expiry dates so that you ensure that your knowledge base is always up to date. And by using the right kinds of keywords, you can ensure that you improve the search results for your end users. And you can publish this solution in the self-service portal of your end users, and you can make it accessible either to specific user groups, or you can also ensure that all users in your organization have access to this knowledge article. And here you can see that you can also gather likes and comments for your knowledge articles. By doing that, you can capture relevant feedback from your end users, and you can ensure that your knowledge base is always up to date. Now, as an end user, I was able to pull out relevant knowledge articles by using Zia chatbot, right? So you can set that up by going to setup and accessing Zia chatbot right from here. So by going to Zia Actions, you see that a lot of different kinds of actions are available right out of the box. So I can access search solutions by using these actions. And I can also create actions of my choice by going to the Zia Developer Console. So I can add an action right here, or I can choose from a gallery of actions. So to add an action, you can give the required details and ensure that Zia gives either a direct answer or gives answer by fetching relevant data. So you can give the required details right from here and you can click on save. So by doing that, you can make sure that Zia helps your end users resolve the incidents from their end. So coming back, we saw how Zilker was able to empower their end users by using comprehensive knowledge articles, by categorizing them, by using the AI capabilities of Zia, and so on. And the final feature that we are going to talk about today is how Zilker was able to use reports, dashboards, and so on to improve their performance. So early in the beginning part of today's webinar, we saw that Zilker was unable to devote dedicated time to improve their performance. So let's see how they were able to gauge different key metrics of their service desk and also plug in the loopholes in their incident management process. So let us go to the technician view, and under home tab, you can access the dashboard for your service desk. You can see that the dashboard gives a lot of visual diagrams in the form of a pie chart, a bar diagram, and so on. So you can access dashboards for different kinds of modules like the asset management, change management, and so on. And apart from getting key insights from your dashboard, you can get different kinds of details like requests that are open, the SLAs that have been violated, the technicians who have different tickets overdue, and so on. And you can also drill deep down into the performance of your service desk by going to the reports module. A lot of reports are available in ServiceDesk Plus right out of the box. You can create a new report according to your requirement by specifying the type of report you want and also the module. You can drill deep down into all these reports by specifying the period right here, And you can choose the relevant details like the site that you want, the group that you want, and so on, and go further down and dig deep into various details of your reports. You can create query reports, and you can also schedule reports based on your needs. So that can be done on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, and so on. And you can also collect feedback from your end users to ensure that you improve the performance of your service desk. For that, under setup, you can access user surveys, and Service Desk Plus actually integrates with Zoho Surveys, which enables you to create very detailed and neat survey templates. So let's say that Zilker wants to collect the information on the customer experience. So here you can see that Zilker has created very, let us just give the let us just wait for the template to load. All right. So here we see that Zilker has created such concise and visually neat forms and templates to gather the required details from their end users, right? So using this integration, you can access different kinds of question types. So here you can see that you can access question types like rating scale, the star rating. You can use the Likert scale, the matrix grid, and so on. So by doing that, you can get a very detailed feedback from your end users and start working on them to improve the performance of your service desk. Under survey settings, you can set the required scheduling for sending out your surveys, and you can also create survey exclusion rules. And in case you would like to send particular surveys to different sites, or if you want to analyze your if you want to analyze different categories, different departments, and so on, you can specify the required conditions here, and you can match the required survey template to those conditions. So when these conditions are satisfied, you can automatically send the required survey template to your target audience. And once you collect the required feedback, you can view the survey results right from here. So, in addition to using reports, dashboards, and surveys, you can also get other kinds of details right from your ticket workspace. Now, going to the time elapsed analysis, you can see the time duration which every technician group or every technician spends on in resolving a particular ticket. So you can drill deep down into the performance of different stakeholders and try to remove redundant processes. So coming back, we saw how Zilker was able to use reports, dashboards, and create very visual surveys to improve their performance. So before we wind up today's session, let us have a quick recap of today's webinar. We saw how Zilker enabled their end users to report different kinds of incidents from anywhere and everywhere by using self-service portal, by integrating with Microsoft Teams, and so on. We also explored how Zilker's IT team collected the right kinds of details by using custom dynamic templates, by using field and form rules, and a lot more. We also saw Zilker was able to save the time and effort of their technicians by automating different tasks. And they were also able to streamline and structure their entire incident management process by using request lifecycles, by delegating their requests, and so on. We also found out how Zilker was able to empower their end users by building very comprehensive knowledge articles. And finally, Zilker also made sure that they were able to improve the performance of their service desk by gaining actionable insights using reports, dashboards, and surveys. If you'd like to learn more about Service Desk Plus, you can go through our admin guide, and you can also get to know the latest features that we have in our release notes. You can watch the previous masterclass videos by going to our YouTube channel, and the same are available on our website as well. You can interact with the peers of our industry by visiting Manage Engine Pitstop community, and you can also raise new feature requests there. And in case you'd like to get in touch with our support folks, you can use the URL that is displayed on your screen, and you can also write to hello@servicedeskplus.com. And don't forget to review us on Gartner. You can use the URL that's given that is displayed on your screen, and you can sign in with your LinkedIn credentials and submit your review of Service Desk Plus. And after that, you can forward the confirmation mail that you get from Gartner, and we will definitely send a $25 Amazon gift card. Thank you for being such a wonderful and patient audience. I hope you enjoyed today's session and hope you get to improve your incident management process by leveraging the capabilities available in Service Desk Plus. And please don't forget to fill the feedback form and let us know what you think of today's session.